create the demand and the supply will follow. That is one of the key elements which has really driven Yuru's growth in her business called Hey, Food is Ready. Really happy to have you on this session today, Yuru. How are you?
I'm good. And how are you? Thank you so much for having me here.
My absolute pleasure. Really excited to be speaking to you and helping you share some of your learnings and your journey here today. So let's get started. Maybe by you telling us a bit about your business and what kind of service you provide.
Yes, of course. So I'm the co-founder of a platform called Hey Food is Ready. We are an online marketplace connecting certified cooks from different cultural backgrounds with companies looking for a diverse selection of their event catering options. So whether if you have a team training or weekly meeting, or you're looking for some buffet lunch or team celebration, we can accommodate for different group numbers and venues. So our platform helps refugees, immigrants, home parents, retirees, or anyone who loves cooking to use our platform to showcase their food cultures with the wider community, and also to share their native cuisines and stories with the wider community, and also helping them to generate a meaningful income. So our aim is really to promote diversity in workplace through food and showcase food cultures from different cultural backgrounds, and also support local cooks. And
Amazing.
so this is Hey Food is Ready.
Amazing. So your business is really providing a platform for many different people in different angles, like whether it's a corporate company using a service to try nice food, and or whether it's the chefs themselves, well, it provides a good income for them, and it's homemade kind of authentic foods, isn't it?
Yes, completely. So we have around 125 cooks on the platform now, and they're representing over around 60 countries. So we have food literally from like Brazil to like Colombia and to Egypt and to like, I don't know, like you name it. And we
What
have,
would you say the most popular dish that gets snapped up in every event or
oh,
most events?
wow. I think the most popular one so far is maybe like Jamaica, like Caribbean food. We always get a lot
Interesting.
of requests to have like those jerk chicken or Caribbean food, but also like other cultures has also been very popular as well.
Amazing. Well, you're making my mouth water already, like Korean food and
That, that's
Jamaican jerk chicken.
that's the aim.
Exactly. But your business has grown very fast in a very short period of time. I mean, what would you say are the key things? You've already shared one thing that's contributed towards your growth, and that was you said, "Hey, look, you just wanted to find the demand for the service, or help identify the demand, and then you filled that demand with the supply afterwards." That's one of the key things that's really driven your growth. But would you be able to share maybe another couple of things which has really helped you grow so fast, so soon?
Yes, of course. I think another thing is like really about a mindset. I think when you just started, I always have the mindset of like being able to listening to other people's advice and just to really learn from like other people's like experience really. So I reach out to a lot of other founders or people who have more experience within the marketplace, and I ask them, for example, under that situation, what would you do? So I reach out to one of the guy. He is currently our advisor, and he is the CTO of another online marketplace in Germany. So I always try to ask people and pick up their good ideas and their key learnings through their journey, and trying to apply, like, reflect on that and also apply that to our business. And I think that's the key thing as well.
Awesome. It's really learning from other people, their journey, and what's really contributed to their growth,
Yeah.
and seeing how it can contribute towards your growth and how you can not repeat the same mistakes as others.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
exactly. So one of our story that I remember quite clearly is like initially when I reached out to one of the founder of another marketplace in the UK, and she told me that to start with, you don't really need a two-side marketplace. You can just simply be like a WhatsApp group or a community. So community is
Mm,
always like more important than the technology itself, because when you have the community and you're able to like facilitate transactions either like through menu sort of like sign up form or whatever, you don't need like a fancy technology. And then when you build the whole technology, you realize, okay, I don't have any chefs on the platform, or I don't have any customers to use the technology. So that really makes me sort of like shift my focus. And then rather than focusing more on how to get investment, how to build this whole tech platform, like Uber Eats kind of tech platform, we focus on building the community and get people who are interested in your service together, and really trying to grow from there. So I think that's something I learned along the journey as well.
Amazing. So to really go for the end product first and the technology that's needed that can kind of come afterwards, really.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Love it. So if you were to and a question I normally ask people on this podcast is, what advice would you give to your 21-year-old self if you were starting again? But you're pretty close to the age of 21, so I can't ask you that question. But if I was to ask you, if I was to ask you the question, if there was if you had a friend who was younger than you that
Yeah.
wanted to set out their business, and
Mhm.
it could be whatever what they want it to be, what would be some advice you'd give them, or your number one piece of advice you'd give to a person just looking to start out their business?
Yes, of course. So I think first of all, be like dream big and make it happen. That's always like the thing that I live with. So sometimes like when you're in a very young age and you feel like maybe like you, especially when you're young and you look at other people and see their achievement and you feel like you're very stressful with like the decision that you made. So for example, for me,
Mm,
well, a lot of my friends, they maybe went on to like a corporate job, have like a very stable income and start looking for like have a very like stable relationship as well. So you start like having to build your own sort of like family afterwards as well. But starting a
mm,
business is quite challenging and risky as well. However, I think the whole, like you shouldn't compare with other people about their timeline. And sometimes people become a president at age like 70, or sometimes people find what they want to do at like age of 45. So you shouldn't use other people's timeline to sort of
mm,
expect yourself. And if this is something you want to do, definitely go for it and don't care about what society think about you. It's really just about you having this whole passion and work towards something that you want to achieve. And I think that's something I would give advice to them, because when I was young, I also fell into the trap of like, oh, my friends got like such a well-paid job in a very like big firms, and what am I doing now? But then when I look back the journey, the learning that I had, and also like people that I met, it's invaluable. And I think
oh
that,
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, the learning anyone can get. I mean, I've worked in a corporate environment myself, in investment banks, etc. And yes, you learn a lot, you develop lots of skills, but in any 1 year period, the amount of stuff you learn as an entrepreneur outstrips probably anything out there. It's so much learning, so much growing, and you redesign your identity about 20 times in 1 year as you
Yeah.
grow as a person, isn't it?
Yeah, and also build your resilience as well. I now I'm really good at like, handle rejections and things like that. Sometimes in the past I always take like rejections to a very personal level. I feel like am I not doing great? But now I just feel like, rejection is just part of the whole journey. And maybe you get like 100 rejections, but you only need that one yes. So it's
Exactly. I'm really liking your mature and fearless way of thinking. I mean, kind of not paying attention to what society tell you and what traditions and conventions say, but kind of inventing your own way of life as you go along, because traditions are there because they've been there in the past, but who's to say they should exist in the future? And I guess we're the people should decide that. So brilliant advice you're giving along to people as you go ahead as well. But I'll be conscious of time, and I want to ask you another couple of questions. So you're in a very niche industry right now, in at the moment the corporate event sector, where you're producing or supplying the catering in a very specialized way. Looking ahead into the next 12 months, I mean, what would be your top three challenges you think your specific business would face in the next year?
Yeah. So I think first of all the challenges are coming with like opportunities. So a lot of like companies, they're trying to bring their employees coming on board to work on site after COVID. So I think catering definitely something that food is something powerful to bring people together. So a lot of companies are trying to find more interesting options for their companies to bring their employees come back, and as sort of
Mhm.
like incentives. But obviously a lot of companies, they already have their maybe like internal catering team or like existing catering contracts. So I think one of the challenge will be really to let them to consider a new suppliers in this market. And I think that's something we're trying to focus to really break that down. And one solution we're trying to think is, because we have a wide range of like chefs from different cultural backgrounds, so maybe we're focusing on celebrating different like cultures at your workplace rather than like your normal day-to-day catering. So we're trying to like get into different corporations with our unique selling point and then build a relationship from there. So the challenge is there, but I think we have a good solutions. come after.
Amazing. That's really important. I mean, and you've also got a number of staff members that work with you, and getting the best out of team members is really important. I mean, from your experience so far, what would you share are some, would you want to share some important tips that other business owners can take on how to motivate staff and help get the best out your teams?
Yes, of course. So I think how to motivate your staff is it's really about letting them understand the impact that they're creating. So the people who are working with us, they also have like share the same sort of like value with us. So they want to help like people from different cultural backgrounds to make a meaningful income. So it's not only just about work, it's like about that the value that really resonate with them. So and also we I really like to encouraging people and to ask them to take lead on the project. So
Mm,
like when they have this whole initiatives to build something by themselves and to be creative at work, and they tend to be more like productive and try to
mm,
like new ideas. And I remember in uni we had a course like because in the team environment everybody is so afraid of like coming up with good ideas because they're afraid like people joke around or
mm,
think that your idea is not cool enough. And so we had this exercise of like coming up with the worst ideas ever. And then when you encouraging people to come up with the worst ideas, they're not afraid of sharing what they want to say. So from there, you start getting really good ideas instead. So I think that's something we do a lot with the team as well, to let people just share whatever they have in mind. Don't care if it's good one or bad one. There's like a non-judgment environment and everybody can be creative. So I think
it's so
that's
refreshing to hear. So, like we touched on before, you kind of create like a fearless environment of people feel they're not going to be judged no matter how good or bad or ugly their idea may be. Because often, hey, look, good ideas come from bad ideas. That's what's been working for you.
exactly.
You help them you get all the bad ideas out the way first, and you're
Yeah,
only left with good ones afterwards, isn't it?
exactly. That's exactly how it works.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Yuri, it's been really nice talking to you. You've shared some really good pearls of wisdom today, and I think the one that stuck to me the best was what you just said right now. Really helping people feel empowered to take the lead,
Mhm.
gets them motivated, and also freedom from judgment, letting
Yeah,
people just say what they want to say, and taking the best from that as well.
really good conclusion. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Yuri, for your time. Hopefully, our paths cross again in the future. And if not, wish you absolutely amazing success. And
Oh,
who knows, your next customer might just be myself. So thank you for everything.
thank you so much for your support and this
Cheers.
opportunity. Thank you.
Pleasure.